WWE 2K24 could have a lot of fixes and updates. It could also give us very little. But today we're going to talk about some of the small tweaks and changes, updates that we could be seeing and need to see in next year's game. Now, we want to talk about match types for a second. We're not going to get into a whole wish list here, but one of the biggest ones is going to be special guest referee. This has been teased over at Pro Wrestling Shoot, where they interviewed developer Brian Williams, where he did comment on the fact that he knew that fans really wanted it, and they've wanted it for years. I don't think special guest referee, even if it's included in 24, is going to make or break the game. I don't think adding that one thing is going to be enough for fans to fall in love or feel like it's a game changer. It's one match type, but they could also make some mistakes with special guest referee, and it has me concerned. I have a concern that we're gonna get a stripped down version of it. We know that 2K likes to take things away and then bring them back in as if they're new. I worry about that with special guest ref. I worry that they will give it to us, but it will be only available in a one-on-one match type. Look at what happened with double title entrances. Something that fans have been asking for to bring back into the series for a very long time. We finally got it, but we didn't get anything great. We got generic double title motion for men and women, nothing else. Roman Reigns has the cool double title entrance as the tribal chief, and that's about it. And that was very disappointing because it seems so simple. That's also something that I think they will improve upon in next year's game, but it has me worried for a special guest referee to make its return because I want that match type to be available across everything. I want it in the different modes as well. Universe mode, my GM, and across like all of the different match types. We should be able to do fatal 4-ways or 6-way matches with special guest referee, multi-man tag teams, straight normal tag teams, ladder matches. Hey, even back in the days of like SmackDown 2 Know Your Role, we had double special guest referee matches, and it was wild. So if the match type comes back, it's got to be flushed out. Another thing that needs to come back, and we've had this previously, and I didn't think I would miss it, but I do. OMG moments. I don't like that it's gone. It doesn't do anything for me that I can just throw someone in the barricade, or I gotta do the full moves and slam them into the side, and then I could actually, create an OMG moment. I like the prompts. I miss it. I miss being able to pull those off, those big moments, but I think they need to expand upon that. Allow for more OMG moments when it comes to ladders, to the announce table, the stage, everything else. Don't just simplify it and bring back the old OMG moments. Take it up a notch and get more creative with it. Better yet, allow players to create their own OMG moments in the game within Creation Suite. Another small detail, and I don't see this brought up a lot, but it's something that I feel the game series desperately needs. Revamp the audio. And we're talking a lot of different things here. Crowd reactions. When you have an entrance, I want the crowd to pop louder. Yeah, we can adjust the volumes of certain things, but I want them to redo the audio tracks for the crowd when they have a heel or a baby face coming out for the entrance. We know that we can toggle the mixed reaction, or we can have a straight up face or heel reaction from the crowd. But if I've got this monster of a heel, I really think that the crowd noise should be really amped up for boos. Or if a legend comes back and they're a baby face, they're getting a huge ovation. Tweak the audio there. Also get rid of the standard tracks of the woos and the go get 'ems.
Saxton. I thought it was.
We need all of that gone and refreshed. And with sound design within the matches themselves, this is where I feel it plays a big role within any wrestling game and with wrestling in general. The crowd is a part of the show and part of the experience. Great crowds can really make good matches great, and bad crowds can make good matches, fine matches, seem like a slog and just unwatchable. If a crowd is really invested in a match, it heightens the experience overall, and we should be able to get this within the game. I want them to redo and update the crowd reactions to different moves, different moments within a match, not just chanting get the tables or just chanting for the superstar's name. I would like it if it's very late into a match, that the damage is very high, the crowd is getting more into it because the match is getting longer and longer, there's more false finishes. I would like to have better crowd responses, or seeing the crowd react in different ways when we get maybe a dirty pin, or if we get a quick roll up win and your guy rolls out of the ring very quickly You want to see the crowd kind of get shocked and pop a little bit more for that, or getting those near fall finishes or a slow ref count, we can hear the crowd a little bit more. Now with audio, the other thing that pops up a lot for people is changing the ring announcer. I don't think that this is necessarily going to happen. I think it's a larger job for them to go in and redo all of the dialogue lines that are necessary. And so for an annual released game, I think that's a lot to ask. But we do need ring announcer Samantha Irving to be the one taking over this series. Samantha gives that really unique, authentic sound and voice to every single superstar. She puts her own little touch and flair on it. Chelsea Green! She makes those title matches feel like a big deal, like a big fight. It gives it way more life when you are hearing these superstars being called out, and I think it would act as a really big refresh for the series. The last thing to talk about when it comes to audio and sound design, commentary. I don't expect 2K24 to overhaul the commentary teams. In fact, I would be just fine if they narrowed it down to a two-man booth. Give me Michael Cole and Corey Graves. Do I want up-to-date commentary teams of what we get right now of Raw and SmackDown? 100%, except for Kevin Patrick. I don't need that. But what I would want, absolutely, the authentic WWE experience. But I think that's way too much to ask for an annualized game. So realistically, I want them to just get rid of Byron Saxton sitting there ringside with the commentary lines, because he does no commentary at the booth anymore and hasn't for a very long time. Shrink it down to Corey Graves and Michael Cole. They're the ones that do the two-man booth for all of WWE's major premium live events like WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, Survivor Series. Have it just be those two guys, give them more dialogue lines, and hopefully if they did it with just the two, they could create better synergy between the dialogue, what they are saying, playing out the matches, talking more in depth about the wrestlers, and it might seem a little bit more natural than when you have a three-man booth. Here's another small one, fighting stances. It's really annoying that there are no unique fighting stances for any of the wrestlers. You start a match and everybody is in a fighting pose. They're all hunched over and they're ready to fight and grapple. You can press down on the thumbsticks to get them in more of a stand-up position, but we should see more authentic movements and fighting stances for a lot of the different wrestlers. Maybe not everybody, but for a lot of the major stars, they have certain looks and feels to them. They should move like their authentic selves, like they do on WWE TV. I think that if they just added in more fighting stance options, it would do a lot for players to make it feel like a real authentic simulation. For universe mode, there's any number of fixes we could ask for here. But one of the small ones I think that they could just bring back or enable again is going to be show intros. This isn't necessarily something that I am looking for, because I would often just skip show intros. However, there's a massive amount of players out there that have been upset and been very vocal that this was taken away in the 2K series. For whatever reason, they got rid of show intros for universe mode. Bring it back. People want to be able to create that when they have the really cool show openings, being able to customize it for the different type of show they're having. And a lot of people do a lot of content online and they want to be able to recreate the show openings for pay-per-views, for Raw, SmackDown, and everything. The other piece with universe mode specifically that I really need to see happen, more rivalry slots. Standard one-on-ones and tags is not enough anymore. We need to see factions. We need to see triple threat, fatal four-way integration in there. More and more options when it comes to rivalries to play out, and creating more of those cutscenes along the way to go with it. And I know that like create a promo, story designer, those are big wish list items for so many people in the community. The one thing I think that they desperately need to do with universe mode to give it a shot in the arm is bringing in promos of all types. Backstage promos, in-ring promos, stage ramp, a little bit of that story designer element, but allow us to create 2 to 4 promos throughout the show. WWE programming today is so much about the promos and the stories, and the wrestling is often secondary. SmackDown opens up with the promo, and SmackDown almost always right now ends with a promo segment. It ends with a beatdown. It ends with the bloodline. Raw ends with usually a tag team match involving Judgment Day, but they start off with a promo a lot of the times. Backstage interactions, this stuff is so ingrained and part of WWE universe and the overall experience of watching and engaging with WWE. We need that brought in. We need promo segments brought back in, being able to allow us to pick it from the action item list they put in 2K23, select promos, select a drop down of multiple preset promos, and then even allow some customization in there where maybe we can incorporate some of our own text options and do a custom promo between 1, 2, 3, 4 wrestlers on screen, for example. That would go a long way. One thing that I feel doesn't get a lot of attention: run-ins. Run-ins are kind of random, aren't they? Unless it's part of your wrestler's arsenal, you're not really gonna have a run-in experience. Allow me to press up on the D-pad to be able to select one of my allies to do a run-in. Sure, we can go and interrupt at the stage ramp. We can toggle in the options to be able to have a mid-match run-in, a post-match run-in. Doesn't always happen. I want that full control to be able to have a match where Dominic Mysterio is taking on Kevin Owens, and then I can actually toggle to call in other members of the Judgment Day to help me out at any point in the match. Treat it like a Money in the Bank cash-in element, but just allow us to toggle it on screen. It's again more of that control for players, and I think it would just make it more fun in general. And of course, the laundry list is massive here for match types and mode updates, but comment below what fixes and updates and changes you need to see in 2K24 to make you happy. And don't forget to watch this video for more 2K24 coverage. I'll see you on the next one.